Welcome back, everyone. Today we have the coach, the newest head coach, no longer interim. Congratulations, Gabor Sarusi. Thank you for joining us, man, and congratulations on being named full-time, full head coach at San Jose State University.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, we're stoked to have you as part of this series of talking to coaches before the season. We appreciate you taking the time. I know it's a busy time getting into the season. Recruits are coming in. You're starting to get a feel for what your team is like. Talk to us about, it's been an interesting offseason, right? You lost Bensei Sabo, a key center for you, former WCC first team, all WCC, I should say.
Yes.
You've got a couple of nice pieces coming in. Talked about what the summer's been like for you, just maybe personally and for the team.
We definitely lost him. We lost Jamie Steingraf, one of our lefties who scored. He was a second top scorer for us. And Connor McMillan, who's been our 3-year captain.
Yeah.
So we definitely lost some experience in our team. But we also returning a lot of players for next year, which I'm excited about. Losing 3 players is not easy, but I think we got some good pieces coming in.
Yeah,
sure.
And you do. You have some nice pieces coming in. We'll flash your recruiting document, if you will, here. Give me a second, and I'll share my screen with you. An opportunity for the nation to now kind of learn about what's going on at San Jose State. And you've got a couple of key recruits. I'll do full screen here. That should do it. There we go. Key recruits here. I want to start with Aiden Johnson out of Del Mar, right-handed attacker. It's a nice pickup for you. Talk to us about what you saw in Aiden that kind of brought him into the fold for you.
They just finished third in the JOs,
Yeah.
18 and unders, playing for Del Mar. Really fast player, really athletic athlete who's going to be able to go up and down really easily. He's really fast. So I think he's somebody who's going to be play right away, but I think year 2, 3, and 4, definitely hoping that he's going to be someone who makes a big difference for us.
Yeah, speed kills, especially in today's game. All the movement based, we've been playing 25 meters for a long time here in the States for college, not when we played Gabor, but
no, unfortunately not.
Don't we wish it were, but speed seems to be the name of the game as we watch a lot of this international play. You've got Bensei Kristok, left-handed attacker, Honved.
Yeah,
used to be Domino Honved, Hungary. Exciting for you to pick this. This is a good lefty.
We're excited about him too. He's somebody that we needed on the right side because really, other than him, we have Mitch Kitely, who's coming back as a lefty player. So we're hoping that he's going to be someone who's going to be a good disher and somebody who can play offense for us on that side.
Is he pretty tall? Is Bensei pretty tall?
It depends what you call relative, but I think he's a good size. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I know you've got a lot of versatile pieces on that right side between Mitch. Shamu tends to line up on that right side from time to time as well. And Zalan Hedges out of OSHA, right-handed attacker. You got a lot of attackers here. 3 of your 4 most, outside shooters here. Talk to us about how did you find him? I mean, obviously you're from Hungary, but you've got a couple diamonds in the rough here. How did you find Zalan? What did you do to convince him to come on over?
Zion was somebody who actually came here for junior college. So he played last year at West Valley College, just 20 minutes from us in Saratoga. And I was able to watch him play throughout his season, and it felt like somebody who's going to be able to help us.
Yeah.
He has a really high water polo IQ. I think he's going to be able to play defense and offense.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that hard to find when he's already here in the U.S.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, look, these Hungarians, there seems to be more and more Hungarians here, which I got no problem with. You love to see it. Did either of these guys play Division I in Magyar?
They did a little bit, yes.
Yeah.
Not crazy amount, not like Shamu Biros, who came last year, but they had a chance to play in the senior league a few games. Yeah.
Yeah, and what I would call the diamond of this class, I think one of the top 5 recruits in the country coming into college water polo, Sam Kitely, utility, played for Balmain, formerly of New Zealand, has switched nationalities now to Australia, the younger brother of Mitch.
I lucky to have Sam joining our team. He's definitely a very versatile player who's a physical specimen, 6'6", 240, crazy fast. He can set, he can guard. He can play any position. We're lucky to have him.
Yeah, a lot, very versatile for you,
Very.
and kind of unique. You don't see a lot of players his size with his speed. Like,
Right.
and I shouldn't say just speed, because some big guys can really fly, but like his quickness. So his ability to adapt and make a quick move. Really a really talented guy. He's playing with the Australian senior team. Was unable to go to World Championships due to the fact that he has to wait a full year before he can compete for Australia, but was
Right.
here in the United States training with the Australian team. I know they plan to keep him around for the training for the Australian national team with the U.S. team in January, is the rumor. But a huge addition for you. And look, you're adding to an already loaded San Jose State roster. You have arguably the best goalie in the country in Brendan Jopyash. I certainly have him one, if not two. I'm sorry, yeah, a top two. I think it'd be interesting to see how this shakes out. You're in a really tough conference this year. Can you talk to us a little bit about the approach? And before we get into the specific games, but your approach to conference play this year, has it changed at all with the talent? This may be the best group you've ever had.
I agree with you. I think this is the most talented group we ever had. Every year we're getting better and better. And then as you commented some of the WCC games in the past, and then you've seen the games, I think our conference is extremely competitive. Most of the games are one goal games. If you don't show up for a conference game, you're most likely gonna lose that game. So our approach is the same as the previous 2 years. We wanna we wanna play our best game when it's conference time.
Yeah, at the end of the season, right? Like winning every game. We saw this happen last year. UCI won every single game in their conference play and then
Mm-hmm.
lost in conference finals to Long Beach.
UOP is the same way
UOP
in our
last year as
conference.
well in the WCC. And it's almost like, well, conference is good, but conference championship is more important, right?
I think every program is their end goal should be to make it to the NCAA tournament, and then
Mm-hmm.
that's your ultimate bid to make it to the NCAA tournament. So I really want to shine at the conference tournament for sure. But if you don't have a good seed going to the conference championship, it's tough to make it to
Be
because
much harder. Yeah, you look
everybody
at
can beat
Pepper.
anybody any given day. So
Yeah, and certainly in the WCC, I feel like you
mhm,
look at Pepperdine, they're returning a lot of talent, a lot of
mhm.
offensive production on that side of things. You've got UOP, who's somewhat resetting, but I never count out a James Graham team.
Same.
Great recruiting class, as we've previewed on this show earlier in the week, and then you've got LMU, who's they're kind of an unknown, new coach.
They are a new coach. They're getting their Italian lefty back Tommaso. They're getting their Hungarian Holset back, I think was a top recruit for them last year. He's a really dominant Holset. I think they're going to be a dominant force that we have to count with as well.
Yeah,
I don't think you can count anybody else
sure.
in our league.
Yeah, it's
Makes
the
it very
deepest
interesting,
league.
very exciting.
Yeah, it should be a lot of exciting games there in the WCC. That conference play will be great. You got a lot of tournaments throughout the season, but more than that, you've got a couple of key matchups this year. You're starting off early September, middle of September. You're going to Berkeley. I'm actually going to be calling this game, so I'm really excited
Great,
about this. Yeah,
great.
really excited. Look, Berkeley had a really tough year last year. They've reloaded with a great recruiting class too. Every year the team is different. You never know really what you're going to get. You got some guys that hold over, but you're getting new players here. Berkeley was pretty susceptible last year. You're better this year. I believe they're better this year. Talk to us about the approach going into Berkeley, playing Cal at Cal. Obviously, it's a cool environment, but a big game for you guys.
It's definitely a very competitive environment to play. It's almost impossible to beat Berkeley at Berkeley, just like any other top schools. I think we are a really hard team to beat as well at our home environment. They are adding a lot of good young talent. They're getting some Spanish players who are, in my opinion, are really top recruits.
Mm-hmm.
Goalie position that they were struggling a little bit, I think, the previous year since Adrian left. I think they definitely get the pieces back where they needed to be. So it'll be interesting to see where they are. We just have to play our game.
Yeah.
We have the talent. I think our top 9, 10 players are definitely able to compete with anybody. And we just have to make sure that we play our game.
Yeah. And what I love about this, Gabor, is that this is a one-off. It's a one-off game. And this isn't like the end of a tournament or anything to that degree. It's a one-off game. And so anybody, as we've seen, if you're going to beat a top 5 team in the country, you're not going to do it at the end of a long tournament. You're going to do it in a one-off game. And so we're starting to see more of that where games are scheduled to be one-off. You don't necessarily need to play 4 games in a weekend or 4 games over 3 days. These single, night games, can be very exciting for you.
I'm very excited to play both of these NPSF teams because they don't necessarily want to play us in the end of the season. They're focusing more on their conference.
Right.
And so are we. And we haven't played Cal. We played Cal at the tournament last year, and then previous years when we played them, we went double overtime with them in regular season. Mm-hmm. So I think it's time for us to play again. Mm-hmm. And then the same with Stanford. We haven't been able to play Stanford for years now. So I'm excited that we were able to find a date and made it work.
Yeah. I'm going to go back to Cal last year when you played them. Japiash had 20 saves, 66% save percentage. You figure is that even like repeatable? Is that what you have to be at to beat Cal?
Not many players that I would say that they can repeat it again, but he's one of those guys. He's a gamer, and he's very consistent when it comes to big in cage. So he can definitely do that. And that's the game that we were up by 2 going to the last 2 minutes of the game, and made some major errors. Didn't get some of the calls that you would get otherwise, and we lost by 1. It's something that we were trying to learn last year, since we were a really young team. Mm-hmm. Of how to finish those closer games when you're up or down, but either way, towards the end of the game, you need to finish it.
Yeah, definitely. And then you do have Stanford here. Obviously, that's a big game for you. It's a Friday night game, and it's something that another one-off allows you to kind of not have to go 14 deep, if you will. Right? 16 deep, though you may. Stanford, we don't know what they're going to be yet, right? They have some returning guys, but most of their production, namely Soren Jensen, Riley Pittman, Jackson Painter, Dash McFarland, Ethan Parrish, all these guys are gone. Okay. So they're not returning the same production that you are. But how does that factor in? Obviously, they are returning Ryan Ohl, who's had a great summer. They're returning Bolton, who we know and love as probably one of the top 2 players on that Hungarian U20 team. Zelikov is coming back for them. This is a big game for you, and the reason I called these 2 out was that these are games that San Jose State, with the roster you have, I believe is going to be very competitive. I'm not going to say you're going to win them for sure, but if you were to get an at-large bid, these are games you have to win.
You're looking at it the right way. And that's the reason that we scheduled these games, especially in the early season when we could. And that's one of the reasons we go into the Triton tournament as well. We've never been to the Triton tournament in the end of August. So we're hoping that if we would win these games, we would have a chance to be at large. I think everybody's ultimate goal is to win their conference to make it to the NCAA.
Of course. That's the only guarantee.
At least.
Yeah. Yeah, the only guarantee is you win your conference.
Correct.
That's it. And then speaking of conference, at least you got Stanford at San Jose State on a Friday night, and that's a big deal. Can't downplay that. Then you got Pepperdine at San Jose State. Conference matchup, WCC matchup. Candidly, probably the 2 favorites in the WCC this year between San Jose State and Pepperdine. They're loaded offensively. They can shoot the ball. Talk to us about the approach here. This is obviously. There's about a month between this and WCC conference championships, but this definitely, there's some momentum here. There's some confidence building in winning a game like this.
2 years ago, they were the favorite team to win WCC, and we were the only team who beat them in regular season.
Yeah.
At our house. Pepperdine and us are always a really close game. We're going back and forth every year. You just have to be ready. You have to fire at all cylinders, offensively, defensively, and really come out and try to win the game.
Yeah,
they're a very, very talented team. So are we. I think it's going to be interesting to see how we match up. I know Mario for a long time. He knows me really well too. Yeah. So it's a little bit of a coach's battle as well. We know each other's weak points as well. So it'll be interesting. But I appreciate the comment of us being a favorite in Pepperdine. I think it's an honor to hear that. but you can't really write anybody down in our
Yeah,
conference. I think
it really
LMU is
doesn't mean
really good.
anything to be a
UOP
favorite
is getting a
preseason.
lot of internationals. You never know what's going to happen to them.
Yeah,
CBU, everybody rises them out every year, and here we are, 2 years in a row. We played them in the championship game, and they're
yeah,
the one who knocked down Pepperdine and UOP in the semifinals game. So
yeah,
they always ready to go at the
yeah.
conference.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, preseason rankings are just that before the season starts, and they don't really mean anything because we don't know how people are going to
True.
play together.
That's college athletics right there, and that's why we
It's
love it,
just
right?
it's for theatrics, Gabor. It's just to say, well, we did this, and here's what we think. It's to cause discussion more than anything. It's more for media. It certainly has no bearing on the season, or shouldn't, because you just never know. Now, I want to take a step back. Talk to us about your recruiting strategy. Obviously, you've had a lot of Hungarians before. You've got a lot of internationals. There's 3 on this page. I know that you're bringing in another player, Michael Manera, kind of an off the radar pickup, maybe is it a grad transfer? Talk to us about how that occurred and
He's a
what's
4.24 transfer. So he started in a 4-year school, went to junior college, and then transferred to us.
got it.
Really good pickup. I'm very excited about him. He's a
Sure.
very, very explosive, super quick, really good shooter who's definitely adding that to our roster.
Yeah, played in National League. We saw him a lot for the National Channel Catch. Yeah, so that's obviously another good pickup. Is there a philosophy here? You don't necessarily have a true center on this roster. I know Liam Dodonsky, who wasn't necessarily announced because he joined you in the spring. I saw him at U20 Worlds with New Zealand. Is he kind of the heir apparent to Bensei Sabo? It's hard to replace a Bensei Sabo. I mean, I can't say enough good things about that guy.
Definitely, we're gonna miss Ben a lot. I'm really happy for him to be able to play professionally next year.
Yeah.
In Trieste, in Italy. He's one of those players that you need to replace with probably 2-3 whole sets.
Yeah, fair.
We also have a returner, Matin Sharhadi from Valley Christian. He's a NorCal player. We have really high hopes for him. We have a Canadian whole set, Giancarlo Marquez.
Yeah,
he's a pretty good player who gets positioned fast. And Sam Kylie, he could be somebody who gets in. And trust me, if he goes in, people will be dropping.
Yeah, I mean, Sam is really, again, I think that a top 5 recruit in the country coming in to the NC2A this year. I feel like he's going to give teams problems. Like if you don't know where he is at all times, you're in trouble. Because 1v1, I can think of one person in the country, maybe 2, that can guard Sam 1v1.
I agree.
And that's going to be fascinating to watch. So look, we're really excited for you, Gabor. Thank you so much for taking the time. This is obviously, it's a real joy for us to have you on here. You've been a good friend of the show and of ours for a long time. Anything you'd like to add about your class or this upcoming season? Is, things are changing.
No, it's all preseason stuff. So hopefully all this comes to fruition towards the season too. And appreciate everything you guys do for the sport. I think it's awesome to have this podcast. Really appreciate you doing the Junior Worlds too. It was fun to watch all the games. You did a good job commentating. Made it definitely more interesting and more excited. So
yeah, I
appreciate everything you guys do, and thank you for having me.
Of course. We'll look forward to seeing you on the deck here in a few short weeks. Good luck this season. We may be asking you to come back on and talk about your success at some point, we hope. But good luck, my man. Can't wait to see how this season unfolds. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Yeah.